Who hadn't heard of the illegal invasion and occupation of Iraq in 2003? Back then, the establishment, represented mainly by George W. Bush and Tony Blair, propagandized the masses with the help of the mainstream media, of course, that Iraq possesses weapons of mass destruction and Saddam Hussein is minutes away from blowing up the entire region. So the civilized world has to free not only the Iraqis from the tyrant, but also everyone else. What happened afterwards in Iraq was hundreds of thousands of deaths, millions of refugees, looting of national resources, sectarian tensions, and a failed state. And the people who were responsible for the misery of millions of people are now lecturing us on international law and the legality of Russia's offensive on Ukraine. Former President George W. Bush was criticizing Russian President Vladimir Putin on Thursday when his old nemesis, the verbal slip, struck again. Bush eventually condemned Russia's offensive on Ukraine, but not before he condemned a wholly unjustified and brutal invasion of Iraq.
Russian elections are rigged. Political opponents are imprisoned or otherwise eliminated from participating in the electoral process. The result is an absence of checks and balances in Russia and the decision of one man to launch a wholly unjustified and brutal invasion of Ukraine. Anyway.
As the Vital Mind Psychology page on Facebook said, the karmic depth of our actions weighs heavily on our conscious and sometimes expresses itself through a Freudian slip. The ego justifies the behavior, but the subconscious rejects it. A Freudian slip like this reveals the inner conflict created within a person when they have sought to make a manifest lie and moral error into a virtue. Universal consciousness keeps an account of everything. It also reminds us when we are off course. Well, unfortunately, Sigmund Freud is unavailable today for comment, but George W. Bush saying Iraq instead of Ukraine when condemning a wholly unjustified and brutal invasion certainly suggests he still has a lot on his unconscious mind. I've been your host, Kevork Almasian of Syriana Analysis. If you like my reporting, please subscribe to my channel and hit the like button. And if you want to support my work, you can become a patron. Link in the description below, and see you next time.